Irfan Razak, promoter and chairman and managing director of Prestige Estates, joins us to speak about what's really happening in Bangalore and the southern market.
What has been your assessment of the situation right now? Because as Neeraj and I were just discussing a little while back, seems like there are more convinced buyers that are coming back into the markets and inquiries are leading to some final deal finalization.
No, it's not some deal finalization. People are committing themselves. Of course, it starts with an inquiry, and finally people, if they see a good opportunity, both in terms of location, pricing, and I always would call it the final ticket size. See, housing is a need, will always remain a need, and it's only how you position yourself, what is your price offering, what is the positioning of your product, how is it located. Now, these are the factors that dictate how the product sells. And I think in the last few months, the traction has been pretty good in Bangalore as well as in Chennai, which we launched very recently, a project called Bella Vista. All in all, it's pretty exciting. I think people are committing themselves. The mid-market segment is definitely strong and will remain strong as long as we are focused and we're able to understand that we don't breach that affordability barrier.
Question mark, Mr. Razak, then good morning, this is Neeraj here. The question mark that remains is, would that translate into increased revenues for real estate companies as well? Because till now, whatever results have come out from broadly, the majority of the real estate companies haven't shown that promise.
Yes, now again, see, this I have been repeatedly saying. Revenues are revenues which are booked after a certain trigger has been hit. Now this is what, if I book revenue in this quarter, is the sins that I have committed almost 2 years ago. Now whatever sins I commit this year or this quarter, it will get reflected probably 1 year later or 18 months later, because real estate is very different from manufacturing, where a product is manufactured and moment it's invoiced, it is booked as revenue. Here I'll be doing the sale, I'll be getting into a contract, I'll be collecting advances from my customers, but the actual revenue is not, the sale is created, but the revenue is not booked till a certain trigger is hit. Now, as far as our company is concerned, the trigger is 30% of completion of the project without the cost of land. There are many other real estate players who are following different policies. First of all, there is no standard accounting policy for the real estate sector in which way we say what is the trigger and how do you book your revenue. So it becomes a little lumpy. I think that once we understand that, we have to just check how much sales you have, where you have unbooked revenue. That gives you the real picture.
How do you think this quarter would shape up for you, given the fact that you're talking about some traction in demand and pricing also stabilizing?
Yeah, see, as it is in the last 3 quarters, whatever guidance we had given on our sales, we have exceeded that guidance. So this quarter also has been pretty fantastic, because in January we launched our project in Chennai called Bella Vista, and we've sold very well. But how much of these numbers are going to translate into revenue remains to be seen, because now we expect about 2 projects to hit that trigger of 30% so that they can be converted to revenue. So that we are trying hard to see that we meet those targets. But overall, I think the whole scenario is pretty positive and pretty good. And just to give a little comment on the pricing itself, because Mumbai market I have no knowledge of, but then I know that the prices are very different, the ball game is very different there. What we follow in South is basically a policy of cost plus, and if we treat real estate as a product and manufacturing rather than loading it with speculative pricing. Where the trouble starts coming is when the price is loaded with the speculative number and the number becomes unaffordable. Even in a market like Bangalore, if I try to sell my product more than what the market can take, the traction will drop. So if we keep doing this in a very systematic and professional way, I don't see us going wrong at any time whatsoever.